let's look at Tangled Love. Now you'll see this is a substantial die set. You can see how large this package is, and it actually contains 11 dies within the set. Okay, they are pictured on the back. So let's unpackage them all, and you'll see because they're so large, they've had to be made in a certain way, and they're really simple to use. And I'm going to, if I show you live exactly how to use them, you'll see how simple they are. So you will get these pieces. In fact, if I bring this in, it's easier to see. So you will get 4 separate pieces, and if I show you all 4, that will make up your, so you'll get 2 bottom pieces like this. You'll get your side panel. Move all the decorative elements out of the way for a minute, and you'll get your front and back. Now you'll know which ones go together because this is so large. Look, this is my A4 Gemini cutting mat, and if I don't put it in the right place on this magnetic sheet, you can tape them together, but I prefer to use my magnetic sheet. It won't fit on. So you can see, if I turn it that way, you can see this, the magnetic sheet is A4. I mean, I went to the limits of how large I could make this box because I wanted you to be able to get the most use out of it, and for it to be sizable enough to get enough flowers and foliage in there, which it means that it's had to be made to keep the price down, because a die this size would be absolutely astronomical. To keep the price down, we have separated it, and it just clicks together like this on your magnetic sheet. I find it, like I said, I find it easier with a magnetic sheet, nice and flat plates. If not, then tape it, and then you'll see it just fits the A4 sheet. So you'll know if you put the other bottom half on, it will be too big, and it won't. You'll know just by looking at it. So this is your combination for the main back plate. Okay, these 2 pieces, the envelope flap and the large U-shaped piece that click together. So that's your first combination. So let's cut that so you can see how it works. All right, and like I said, can you see how I have to make sure that this is really on this mat, because it is proper A4. It's no good trying to think you can get away with a smaller die cutting machine. It won't work. This is a proper substantial size die. So I'm going to pop this through with a piece of cream card. So sorry about the noise. And then I'll show you the next combination, because I want to be very, very clear about how this is put together. Right. So you'll see when it comes out that that's cut perfectly. Where the join is, you might get a little pip, and you just pop that off. Okay, no problem at all. So it's cut nice and cleanly, and it's cut that piece. So I need one of those for my box. I'm going to put those 2 out of the way. They're finished with for now. And then I'm going to bring in my front section. So this is the front section of the envelope box die, and then your second section for this piece has the flap at the bottom. Okay, so you can see that that fits together. It's not quite as large, but it's large enough to need to be in 2 sections to make this work for you. Like I said, you'll see it makes a lovely large box. So I'm going to pop this through again. I'll just pop those together on my magnetic sheet, just pop that through. So these are going to be on Create and Craft with me on Thursday. So that will be their first time to air. And I will be, of course, trying to get in demos as much as I can. But you know what our Vase dies have been like, so I will do my very, very best, which is why I want to do a whole demo tonight. So like I said, just get those little pips, pop that out. So that's your second piece. Okay, yeah, the show is 9 and 9:45, I believe. If I'm mistaken, I will post afterwards, but I'm pretty sure it's 9 and 9:45 on Thursday, and they will be going onto the website on Thursday morning as well. Okay, but if you have Create and Craft membership, don't forget you can use your club discount and you'll get that on there. So, right, sorry, didn't even tell you what that is. So this is my side panel, and it's got the 3 glue flaps on it, and I need to cut 2 of these. So I'm going to pop this through quickly with another piece of the same kind of card. And then I'll pop it through once more, and I'll have all my base pieces. So I've got my front and my back, and now I'm cutting my 2 sides. So it's a very simple base once you know the combination of the dies. It's easy to work out. So that die will cut and score for me for those glue flaps. Just turn that card over and cut the second side panel. So I've now got all 4 pieces cut for my box. Happy New Year. If I've missed you, Happy New Year. Yeah, it's so good to get back to do a bit of crafting. I really, literally, I've been a little bit bereft, to be honest, without my craft room. It's been a bit of a nightmare. I've really been missing it. So I don't get rid of that other piece. That will cut another side panel out for another box. So don't get rid of those pieces. So I've cut out, you can see I've got in front of me now my back panel, my 2 side panels, and my front panel. And the front panel, I'm not sure how well you can see, has a score line for the glue flap, and it has a score line which will make the base of the box. So I'm going to use my bone folder before I cut any more pieces, just to show you, and score those nice and cleanly. So just score along those lines, and then you just score the side panel glue flaps. You don't need to score anything on the back panel. The back panel, it looks really tall, but it is the right size for the envelope box. Oh dear, Sally, have you been spending Christmas money? Did you all have crafty Christmas presents? What Christmas presents did you have? I had, what did I have? I bought myself some perfume, because I always think you should buy yourself a present, because then you know that, you know, if there's something that I always buy myself a present. Right, so maybe it's only me. Oh, Sharon, I know you haven't. You're waiting for Glenn, aren't you? And that'll be. You'll have everybody else will be thinking about next Christmas, and you'll still be celebrating this one. The way things are going, right? So those are your pieces all scored. I'm going to put those out of the way, and I'm going to show you the decorative panels next. Now I've found a way that you can cut all the decorative panels from one piece of A4 card. So let's see. Let me get a. Oh, come on! It's New Year, and the Pantone colour this year is a purple. It's a lavender purple. So I'm going to go purple because I haven't done a purple box yet. So there we go. You're going to have to put up with me doing purple again. Right. So you'll get your inlay die, which means you can cut into your box with this if you don't use the cutting edge. You also get a separate cutting edge, which means if you don't want to use the decorative die, you can cut. Oh, Beth, you got a set of oxide inks. Lucky you. You know that's always my favourite. You get a separate cutting edge so that you can cut that panel out, or you can cut a panel in your favourite patterned papers if you so wish. So our lovely handmade papers, you can cut panels out in that as well without having to use the decorative edges if you don't want to. You buy it, yeah, I buy all my own presents pretty much. Not all, that's not strictly true, but I buy a lot of my presents myself. Don't we all? I think we all do. Right, this one I can push, not right up to, I want to give it a bit of space, into that shape there. And what it means is that I will have enough space around this edge to cut my 2 panels, but I don't put them all in at once because it's just too much for the machine really. So I'll put one up here. It's got to fit on this A4, you see. So you have to do a bit of jiggling around to get them all to fit on one piece. But I think that this is a good bit of frugaling going on here. So this box actually, although you need 3 pieces of A4 card for the base, because you only need 1 piece for all of the panels, if you wiggle it around like I am, it actually uses less card than the flower boxes do, because they take quite a lot of card. They take 5 pieces, this one takes 4. So although it's taller, it doesn't use quite as much card. So I don't know if you can see, but I've got those 3 on there, and then I'll have enough card left to cut one down the side, hopefully, if I position this correctly. So I'm going to put that on there and then pop these all through at once and hope for the best. Hope I haven't given it too much work to do. Oh, you know you're right when you buy them. Exactly. I think we should all buy ourselves presents. I think we all, yeah, as well as everybody else. But you know, it's nice to buy presents, isn't it? Oh dear, it's moved. See, I was trying to show you, trying to show you the frugally way, and now I'm going to have to cut another one with another bit of purple. But that's just my mistake, not the machine's. I just wiggled it a bit too much when I was. So all of these pieces will come out, and you're left with this beautiful design look. So yeah, you need to see that I'm always making boo-boos, just because you might not always see them. It's best to be real. So there's the one panel that we need for the back. This one, unfortunately, you can see, look, I've slipped at the side, so I'm not even going to bother. I'll cut another one when I put through the side panel as well. And then, oh, I've completely moved that card. Look, I'm back to square one. I've got one panel. It's me. Oh, I'll show you how to only use 1 piece of card, and then I won't. I'll just mess it up completely. Right, so we've got 1 panel from that cut. That's good. So I can get rid of that one. That's that one, isn't it? That I didn't mess up. So put that one out of the way. We'll have another go. Oh dear, sometimes I despair of myself. But at least it gives me a little bit more wiggle room with this this one here. So another piece of purple. Like I said, you can fit them all on in one go if you don't do what I just did. Nothing like a bit of real life crafting, is there? Right, let's put this through, make sure it's not going to move around this time. It's the lifting it up and carrying it over. Right. Round 2. Oh dear. I know, it's so annoying. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know, making fridge magnets. I've done that quite a lot. I think I cut out a robin live on air once, but I just very quietly didn't mention it and shoved it underneath the top of the counter. There we go. Right, so these bits, you can see how nicely it's cut. They just pop out. Oh, I don't even need my pokey tool. You can use a pokey tool if you want to, but they're quite, because it's such a delicate design, you get quite large sections. Some of them are a really lovely pattern. You could kind of paper piece them if you wanted to. If you did it in 2 colours, you could quite easily paper piece these because they're quite large sections that come out. So that's that second larger panel. And then I've got one of the side panels in. I will have to cut another one now because I messed up the first one. So like you can see, they just pop out. And I know Jess has made some lovely bookmarks that I will show you on Thursday using this panel, these side panels. I think Jess was using the Floral Cascade die set, so I'll get rid of that off here. I don't need that anymore. Ooh. I just need this side panel one more time. So just get rid of all the bits out of there. They pop out so nice and cleanly. They're such good quality, lovely dies, these ones. Right, so I'm going to go down the side this time. Let's see if I can manage to not mess this up. So I should have enough card left on here. I'm trying to frugal away. Yeah, there we go. As long as I don't jiggle it about, we'll be okay. So you can be a lot more careful than I've been when you're cutting yours, and only use one piece of card for the panels. Right, so we've got all our pieces. So this one's popped out. And I find with this envelope box that it's easier to put your panels on before you build the box, just because it's just easier to put them onto a flat surface. So let's just pop these little bits out of here. There, so I'm cutting this all real time. I wanted you to see me make this from start to finish, so that if you have any questions later on, I can send you back to this video, and I know you're going to get all the information that you need. So I'm of course going to use my Forever Faithful premium glue, because this intricate design, this glue is just perfect for, because I can get down all of these little bits and pieces with the fine nib. So if you've never seen the Craft Buddy premium glue with the fine nib, here we go. And you probably saw I had that in a Ziploc bag with a baby wipe, with the nib facing downwards into it, and that's why it's just working straight off the bat like this. I just have to make sure I keep the wet wipe wet, damp, and also that the bottle is standing with the nib pointing downwards into the baby wipe, and it's good to go. So just going around, otherwise I'm going to have to put it all over my hand, and I have a bit of a glue allergy. There's certain glues that I'm allergic to, so I have to be careful with that and not just plaster myself in glue at every given opportunity, although I do tend to. Yeah, so it all depends what your tolerance is of things, really. So you can see I'm just going around, adding this glue around the edge now. It's quite fast drying, so there's no hanging around with it. Right, the box, let me measure. So the back panel, I told you it's big, is 29 centimetres tall, which is why it only just fits an A4 sheet of card. You know, we've taken this to the absolute limit of what we can do. I can tell you that I had, and you'll have to excuse my nails, by the way, because I haven't had them. I've been decorating, and I've got to go and get them. I've got to go and get them done tomorrow. We've taken them to the limit. It's taken a few prototypes to get to this point. A lot of testing. At one point, I thought we were going to have to give up on it. But, you know, and we were determined, me and Dino have been chatting about it for so long, you know, and I'd mocked one up out of paper, you see, so that fits on the top there nicely like that. Determined that you would have a set of dies that you could use with the flowers, other than the flower boxes. I mean, I know we do the geometric vases, which are those nice small vases to give as gifts. We've got the flower box dies, which have been super popular, and now this is the next one in our family of Forever Flowerz dies, which I'm hoping you are going to love as much as we do. And that was my exciting news, really, is that we've got a new member of the family joining us with all the flowers. But I'm sure you can do all sorts of sweet bouquets in them, all sorts of other things. I'm sure you will come up with 1,000,001 ideas for them. I know that Bex has been loving them. I can't wait to see. I know she sent all her samples into the studio, and I cannot wait to unbox them, because I know she's done some beautiful things, as have all the DT. And yeah, you can see I'm just adding in the glue. And this is the really intricate one, the floral cascade. This one is going to be beautiful for weddings and Mother's Day and Valentine's gifts, any of those, christenings. because of the design, I think it's going to work beautifully. And we've got so many, I wish I could tell you more, because we've got so many other things coming up this month. It's absolutely a month of newness. So many things that I can't tell you about, but hopefully by the end of the month you'll realise that when I say I've been busy behind the scenes, I'm not joking. By the end of this month, you probably should know that all of the whole team, we're constantly beavering away trying to come up with new ideas for you, and new designs, and hopefully you're going to love them as much as we do, because we have got a busy month. A busy month. So I did take a proper break at Christmas, because I knew that this month it was going to be a little bit cray-cray. Hi Gemma, how are you? So lovely to see you. Yeah, busy designing and making and testing and all sorts, but I can't tell you. I wish I could. I don't want to spoil all the surprises, to be honest. So that's the front panel. So you can see that, that's the bottom of the box. What I'll do whilst before I put the other two panels in, you've got one glue flap here on the front panel, and that just glues to the back. And what I tend to do is line them on top of each other, line up that glue flap, and then you'll know it's straight because you've got the two edges to measure against, if that makes sense. So just give it a wiggle around and make sure it's nice and straight. It's always different when you're being watched, isn't it? It's easy when you're there. So I know those are lined up now, so I'll put that aside to one dry, and I'll do these side panels. So the side panels have got the 3 glue flaps, and you can always tell this is something that I've designed because it's as simple to put together as I can possibly make it. So just one glue flap on that joining those 2 panels together, and then the other 3 are all on the sides to make the box stronger. There we go. So, and once you've cut them out, you're going to be away, because you can just make as many as you like, and it's just another design to add to your collection, isn't it, of boxes, instead of having to, I mean, I ordered one envelope box, I think it was £3.99, and it turned up and I couldn't use it. It was all bent and battered at the corners. Before I even made it, it needed gluing when it shouldn't have needed gluing, because it had got so battered about in the post. I think that's what kind of spurred me on. I thought, right, okay, I need a die set that does this, because I can't be doing with ordering one to make something and then it's ruined before I've even unpackaged it, and then you've got the hassle of sending it back and one thing and another. This is definitely the way to go, and this again is sized to work with our flowers, so with our stems and with the Oasis kit and everything, it's the right size for our flowers, because some of them can be a little bit too large, or you know, need really tall flowers. This is perfectly sized. 29 centimeters isn't small, is it? Oh yeah, Linda, it's going to be such a busy month. I'm going to apologise in advance for how much newness there is. Right, so that just fits on there. That's one of our side panels, and then we've got the other one that matches. And I think you could snip out these little flourishes, these little heart vine flourishes on this Tangled Love design, and use these in your card making and all sorts, because they're very pretty. Very, very pretty. Yeah. Very useful design. Super cute. And you can do it in any colour you like, can't you? I think cream and black would look nice together. It'd look a little bit sort of Art Deco-y. Oh, there's a little bit. Pop that out. A couple of little bits I missed. So I'm just adding this glue. I have chosen the one that needs the most gluing, I've just realised. The other one, the panels are much more robust, so they don't require so much delicate fine work with the glue. And they look really lovely, and I'm going to show you, I did one and it looks really retro in the floral cascade. I absolutely love it. I must show you that in a minute. I'll grab it from behind so you can see. So, and what I also love, it's really easy to get the oasis in these, because you just need a rectangle of oasis, as you can imagine. Squidge it in the bottom, you're good to go. So everything about them is it's super simple. So there's my two side panels. So I'll bring back in that section I've already glued together so you can see where the side panel goes. And I'm just going to put glue onto my side panel. And you can of course use red liner tape if you prefer. I just find that this quick grab glue gives a much more permanent fix. It's going nowhere, and I do like that sort of look of matte card underneath, and then this is satin card I've used on top, but contrasting card and paper. So I'm just going to line that section up here, get that stuck down, have the other two glue flaps, and you'll see if I can get you to, I'll light it down a little bit so you can see a bit better. So just line that up at the front, and then I just get my fingers, just run your finger along the glue flap so you've got contact all the way along, and you'll see that's basically done on the one side, and then it's just the same with the other. So they're really, really easy to construct, relatively simple. Like so. Just put the glue on there, and same on this side. So just add that in. Try and do it so you can see a little bit from above, and then bring those inside the box. Just push that down into the corner a little bit, and then glue that side panel in. No problem, just lay it down. Like I said, run your finger along the inside so you've got contact. And that is your box finished. So that is how you make one from start to finish, and I hope that you can see how easy it is to use those dies. They just slot together on your magnetic sheet to make that super-sized die that you need. And you'll see, if I show you up close, you'll see where they connect. So let's just find those interlocking dies. Oh, there's so many of them, 11, like I said, 11 dies in this set. So you'll see, you'll know that you've got them the right way because you've got these two little, where's that magnetic sheet? It's easier to show you on there. Right, so if I show you one on its own, can you see the little interlocking pieces just here and here? And then on the opposite piece, they slot in. And that's where, when you cut them out, you might get a little pip. It doesn't always, sometimes it cuts cleanly, but you get a little pip, just so, just like when you've got a die cut that's in a sheet. A bit like that. You saw me take that apart, so you can see how cleanly they fit together. The magnetic sheet is holding them. I've got a nice flat die cutting plate that they're sitting on, and they will cut cleanly. You've seen me do that. So there looks like there's lots of pieces when you get the die set, but like I said, you can just come back and refer to this video and you'll know how to make it. Nice and simple. And I will also do a process video, like a short sort of 30-second, 1-minute video when I'm making one up tomorrow, so that I can share that with you as well, so that we've got that on the page if you get at all stuck. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you're liking it. Right, so once we've got our vase, so I've got one here. So this is the same one here, but in red. Actually, it's very difficult in this light. It's very, because I think because I've got stuff everywhere in my room at the moment. So yeah, you can see it quite a little bit better on there. So this one is in red satin and this one is in purple satin. You can just about see that in the light, can't you? But I've just plopped a couple of pieces of Oasis into here. I think you can see that. I've got a bit of a gap. I can hot glue gun those in, or I can squidge a bit more. It's quite good, you know, if you get little leftover pieces, it's quite a good way of using them up. But then it just means that it's ready for me to then start adding my flowers in. So let me just bring one. I was going to show you that retro one, wasn't I? I really love it. So this one here, look. So then that's ready for you to just add your flowers in. So look at this one. I love this one. I made it and I was like, that is really retro, like 1970s. I think that would look beautiful with sunflowers in it. I don't know about you, but I think sunflowers would look pretty amazing in there. But just a completely different look. So I've got, if I show you here, that's the gold one I've done, golden cream. And then this is the floral cascade set. And then this is in those sort of retro colours. And it's the same design, but it just gives you a completely different look. I do love it. I think these would look really nice paper pieced as well. Is putting different colours in them. Here is that lovely tangled love. Look, that's a cream and pink one I've done there. I think this is the one I showed you at the beginning with. These are those beautiful white roses that I've put some purple alcohol ink on. And there's some hydrangeas hiding in there, and those beautiful jumbo dahlias, which I know are on the website that we did just before Christmas. So that's just those with some of our lovely foliage. There's like I said, there is a foliage kit that will be on the show on Thursday if you're needing foliage. Oh, and then I've got another one here with the white and then these are sprayed with the fuchsia watercolour spray. And then these are some of our little carnations that are on the website, and that's that floral cascade box again with some of our lovely foliage. I think there's white gypsophilia on the show, there's eucalyptus on the show, there's so much on the show on Thursday. The dies, if you are buying them from Create and Craft on Thursday, they will be just under £30, which for a set of dies the size of these ones is very, very good. And I was working it out and I thought, okay, so how many envelope boxes can I make? I can make hundreds and hundreds, but if I've got to pay £4 or £5 every time I buy one box, which is what I was paying online, the dies are going to pay for themselves in gifts in no time at all. So they are, you know, like I said, it's really substantial. The box is, if I measure the box completely to let you know the finished box dimensions, so it's 29 centimetres high, 14 centimetres wide, and yeah, depth is 29, 40 centimetres wide by 7 centimetres deep, if you know what I mean. So it's 29 from top to bottom, 14 across and 7 across here.